Okay, what is going on, guys? It is day 3. This morning I had a sales meeting, so I didn't go to the gym this morning, but I actually went yesterday evening as my second workout of the day to hit my legs, because I knew that on a Friday here, come the end of the day, I'm probably just going to be exhausted and I'm not going to want to actually lift legs. So now I get to lift shoulders, something I can be motivated to go do on a Friday night, and then kind of decide what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to go hang out with friends, whether I'm just going to lay around. It really doesn't matter. The point is that I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling optimistic. I feel kind of on top compared to Monday. Monday, I would say my mood, of all things, of all the symptoms associated with drinking, the mood is always the one that just kills me the most. I'm usually a pretty motivated, pretty go-getter type person, and after drinking, like even 1 to 2, 3 days after, I mean, I'm just kind of like in this like work is work. I don't really. I'm just going through the motions, trying to get it done, doing what I got to do, but I don't really have that extra pop, that desire, that burn to go out there and just absolutely just kill it. So yeah, that's the thing that goes quickest with the drinking, and it's a normal cycle, and it sucks to spend 2 to 3 days of your 7-day week feeling this way. So that's number one. Like I stopped drinking on Saturday night was the last time I drank. Sunday I felt terrible. Monday I felt terrible. Tuesday was the first day I started making these videos. Wednesday was the first day I started making these videos. Tuesday I felt okay enough to kind of come up with this idea and want to do this, so you can see my motivation was already building a little bit more. So yeah, now we're here, and honestly, I woke up today, my mood was good. I wasn't like, oh, I gotta go to my sales meeting. I was pretty much right out of bed. I was out of bed at 5:30, just kind of go through my normal morning routine, which is just have some water, just kind of wake up, get my stuff together, got dressed, showered, yeah. So then I headed off to my sales meeting, came back here, did more work till the end of the day, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to go to the gym. I think it's going to be a great day. Strength-wise, I feel like it's going to be good. My leg day yesterday actually felt fantastic. Definitely PR'd on my leg press by 40 pounds, and I was able to do like an extra set too. So everything has been kind of on the up and up as far as the lifting goes, which is great. So yeah, today's shoulder, I want to try to get a new PR for my Arnold press, my typical Arnold press. I'm doing like I think I was doing 55 pounds last week in each hand for 55-pound dumbbells for, I believe it was, everything I do is 8 reps at about 4 seconds per rep, somewhere in that range, 4 to 5 seconds. I don't actually time it out, but I know that I'm somewhere in between the 30 to 40 seconds for the entire set. It can be exhausting. So this week I hopefully should be able to do 60 pounds on each arm. I don't know if I'll be able to do it for all 3 or all 4 sets, depending on how tired I'm feeling. But I should at least be able to do it for the first 2 sets, which would be really positive. Hopefully, overall the experiment's going well. I'm excited to see where I'm at come like day 15, day 16. And as far as these videos too, like I don't have really any experience doing YouTube videos or being in front of a camera. I can be uncomfortable, especially I'm like my biggest critic when I'm watching these videos. I'm like, man, like hold eye contact. Like, what are you doing? Why are you looking over there? So I think that'll be interesting for me to see, as well as like how far along I'm coming as far as my ability to have comfortableness and have better presence and better energy, probably better posture. I feel like I'm slunched over right now in front of the camera. I think that that's going to be like also something that's pretty cool as like a side note along this journey. But I think overall I expect to see like kind of physical difference in my overall physical appearance as to not drinking. But as far as also my temperament and my manner, I think that might also become more apparent. I can already notice it a little, whether it'll continue to rise or just being on a more consistent plane all the time will just result in a more positive mindset that results in more positive energy, and that gets projected into these videos. Anyways, it's time for the physique update. I just drank like a full half gallon of water, and I ate like a giant quesadilla like an hour ago. So we'll see how it looks. I'm suspecting I'm gonna probably look more bloated than I did. Okay guys, we are at the classic mirror for the physique update. And this is that other mirror behind here. Yeah, so let's take a second here. So actually not too bad, to be honest. This tripod now is making it a little bit harder to show without getting that in the way. I don't have a scale at my apartment here, so it's kind of hard to see exactly where I'm at as far as that goes. But I think I look probably comparable to day 2, I think. Like I said, this dang tripod is kind of clunky. I probably should have taken it off there. But anyways, okay. That's where we're at on day 3. Okay, so overall, it wasn't the best workout. Now I want to touch on a few things. I've been saying that I haven't been sleeping well, and that's been proven to be like one of the #1 factors in maintaining high testosterone levels, which is basically the hormone that is responsible for making sure that you maintain high muscle mass, are able to build muscle, that you stay leaner, basically influences your strength, pretty much the whole game. So if your testosterone's lower, you're gonna obviously struggle to be as successful on a day that your testosterone is higher. So this lack of sleep, I think, is definitely having an effect. That being said, I feel still much better than I did on Monday. So it wasn't the greatest workout, but phenomenally better than Monday, Tuesday, and even Wednesday. So I definitely misspoke earlier. I said that I did my Arnold press at 55 pounds on each arm. I was thinking of when I was doing a faster cadence. So I was doing 6 to 8 reps about a month and a half ago, but everything was at more of a tempo that you see most people in the gym. You know, you're doing your press, like this would be the cadence, right? Where now my cadence is up, all the way down, up for 8. So the first thing I did, I got in the gym because we talked about 55 pounds here. I grabbed the 60 pounders after I did my warm-up set, and I tried to jump right into that. I actually made it through 6 reps at that slow cadence, but then my shoulders were just absolutely shot. So I ended up dropping down to 45, which was my weight that I did last week for the remainder of the sets. And even then I struggled to get like to 7 reps. I'm pretty sure I did 7 reps every time because my shoulders were just completely gassed from trying to do that 60 pounds at that slow cadence. But one thing I did notice while I was doing this is that neck thing that happened from sleeping odd last night, that was really noticeable when I was doing my Arnold press. And it got me to thinking back to a workout that I came up with probably 5 or 6 years ago to really target the delts, because you don't realize how much when you're doing a typical shoulder press, if your back is arched even the slightest, or even if you're directly vertical, how much all of your back muscles and your rotator cuffs and all this tie in and actually assist you. So your shoulders aren't as strong as you probably think they are. You're like, oh, I shoulder press 50 pounds on each shoulder. Like, that's how strong my shoulders are. So this is a workout that I came up with back in the day because I was working on my car. I actually had a Jeep and I was trying to change out the soundbar speakers to higher quality speakers. And the whole time, they're really kind of finicky and hard to get them up in the sockets. And I was having to hold it up here and trying to keep it in place while trying to use the screwdriver. And my shoulders were just like, within like 20 seconds each time, like I could hold it up there for 20 seconds before my shoulders were just like, felt like they were gonna fall off. And I was holding up like this 3-pound speaker, like a 3-pound speaker. And I was like, I can't even do this. And it got me to thinking that your shoulders always have so much assistance from all the tie-ins in the chest. When you have a little bit of tilt, the back here, all the rotator cuff, everything there is assisting your shoulders. So they're not really getting isolated. So I came up with this exercise that's, today I did it on the preacher curl bench. So basically you just get the forward lean, and I just grab like 10 pounders and I just press, and I'm pressing in front of myself even with that forward lean. And to be honest, like 10 reps with 10 pounds at a normal cadence is nearly like impossible, even for me. At a slow cadence today, I was able to do 10 pounders for like 5 to 6 reps at a slow cadence. Absolutely exhausting, and targets your shoulders like unbelievably well in a way that you wouldn't like expect how sore they could get so quick. I think this is really interesting because people who are natural and don't take performance enhancing supplements like steroids or SARMs or anything along that matter, or even our TRT, and have higher levels of testosterone due to replacement therapy, you tend to be able to point out who's natural and who's not by their shoulders. Because people who tend to take performance enhancing supplements, they get these really large round shoulders that are really defined and almost like boulder-like. And the reason for that is that there's a high amount of androgen receptors in your shoulders, and those respond significantly, or basically androgen receptors are the sites that respond to having super high levels of like testosterone. So if you take steroids, your body basically has artificially high testosterone, and your shoulders respond exceptionally well to that, which is why finally people who start taking performance enhancing supplements can have larger shoulders that are actually kind of 3D the whole time. They're not as flat. But anyway, so I think that this exercise is like a way to, like, you basically have to beat the hell out of your shoulders if you want to get them pretty big if you're natural. And although like military press and all these other Arnold press and stuff are great compound movements for increasing your HGH, because large compound, the more muscle you break down, the more HGH your body releases, which is responsible for growing muscle. Compound movements like that are great. You shouldn't remove those from your exercises, but throwing in these isolated presses, which I don't know if someone else came up with it first, but I didn't learn it from somewhere else. It was just came from myself. It's something that targets your shoulders in a phenomenal way. In the pressing line of motion, kind of similar to how doing shoulder raises targets your lateral delts, or the front, your front delts if you do them in the front. Just food for thought. I know this was kind of a rant. Yeah, so I mean that's kind of the rundown on today. It was pretty good. I think it's going to keep getting better.